Decades ago, every known star and habitable planet vanished, leaving only those who were on space stations or starships. This event became known as the Quiet Rapture. With supplies dwindling and infrastructure crumbling, survivors are searching for any trace of natural resources in a universe of barren moons, lit by the ghost light of vanished stars. One such moon holds a strange anomaly, an ocean of blood. You are a convict tasked with exploring this anomaly in a makeshift submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung. It was not designed for this depth, so you will be welded inside and the forward window will be closed. There was no time for training. If successful, you earn your freedom. This is all the context and world building we receive when starting a new game of Iron Lung. It's also kind of what opens the movie, but we'll get to that. It's also how I started this video, which means my video is just as good as the game and the movie, so keep that in mind when you consider whether you want to leave a like or not. If you haven't seen the previous Surviving Adaptation video we did on Exit 8, we basically compare the game and movie to see what elements of the original make it through and survive being adapted. So first things first, let's take a look at the game. The game came out in 2022 and I heard of it when I watched this video by Rasputin in 2024. I had no idea any other big YouTubers had played it, so when it was announced that Markiplier was making the movie, my reaction was, I have no idea what Markiplier's playthrough was like. I still have no idea what his playthrough was like, even after researching for the video and watching the movie. That's its own distinct thing. So let's take a look at the game through a fresh pair of eyes, my pair of eyes, to get a sense of what this game is and how I think it might be adapted. But we're gonna give this a go, we're gonna see how we do, but this is basically just so that I know what the hell I'm talking about when we talk about the adaptation later. I've got the fan on, so that's gonna mess with the mic, no doubt. And last thing, I don't know what to expect. I might be really bad at this game. Let's give this a go. I heard it's short, so maybe we can get it done in one sitting, but we'll see. There was no time for training. If successful, you earn your freedom. Shit, dude, I'm gonna be bad at this.
Cruising depth in roughly 40 seconds. Stand by.
Oh gosh, dude, I'm gonna be bad at this.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh, okay. I am not too sure what I'm doing, but I'm gonna have faith in myself that I can figure this out. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, there's a wall. I found out because I got a Steam achievement for it. Okay. So one thing I'm wondering is, this game was made by one guy, so I wonder if that's his voice. And if so, I wonder if he'll be in the movie at all. I guess we'll have to see. I think we're doing pretty good now. So do I need to like spin around to 33? There's a camera. Everybody, there is a camera. Okay. Ew. God. Why is that so creepy? So is that, oh, that's that done. Okay, that is fucking creepy, but onwards and upwards. What the fuck is that sound? Also, I'm going the wrong fucking way. Oh, I think we're getting close to this. No? Close to this. Holy shit, we've barely moved? Is that right? No, that can't be right. What the fuck is close to us? 259 406. What is that noise?
Oxygen notification.
What? Oh, I can run out of time? Okay. Huh. Yeah, man, that's no good. I don't know what that is. I don't think I want to know what that is. Man, I'm pretty immersed with this heat that I'm experiencing today. I feel like it's probably not far off from. Oh, there's those sounds. I must feel like in this submarine. Please don't let me hit that. What is that? What am I even close to? See, that's what's fucking worrying. I may never know. 043. What is there? And do I want to know? Is this gonna fill me with joy? Oh my fuck. What is that? I don't like that. This is good though. That is not good. Am I gonna die? I might. Are we gonna see a terrifying creature? The complete photograph, the complete skeleton. Oh, it's a skeleton of what? How is it getting closer? I'm moving away from it. 864 258. I'll say it again. 864 258. What is that noise? Oh my gosh. I did not like that. I don't think you can hear it in my voice, but I shat myself. Okay, let's see. Alright. I'll tell you one thing. Whatever this is, I don't like it. I don't think I have thalassophobia. Yeah, I'm not really scared of deep water, but I mean, no matter what, there's that element of the unknown. And that's obviously, you know, everyone fears the unknown in some capacity. So the thing that's scary about this game is just, it's because you're not even thinking about the fact that you're in deep water. You know, it's got nothing to do with water. I mean, it isn't even water, it's blood. Ooh, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I don't think that was a wall. I think that was a thing, straight up. I straight up think that was a thing. Okay. So it's... That noise is getting louder. That noise is definitely getting louder. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I didn't even know that was a thing. What the fuck? Oh, dude, I'm paranoid now. Okay, and our angle. 18, okay. Can do. Alright, gangsters, let's take a look. What the fuck is this? Let's try that. I don't know if I want to see whatever this one is. Here. Okay, so that's the anomaly. I hate it. I hate it. Thank you, game. Very cool. Doing this to a prisoner is cruel, you know? But like, the average person would not volunteer. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Was I? What the fuck happened? Dude, I'm actually kind of shitting myself right now. Why is this game so scary? And it doesn't help. I'm gonna probably throw a drawing up or something of how hot I feel right now, because I am sweating. My poor mouse is drenched. Dude, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm going. I need to make it up here. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. What the fuck? That came out of nowhere. Holy shit. Dude, I don't think that's a fucking wall. Are you kidding me? I don't think that's a fucking wall, dude. Dare I? Am I gonna shit myself if I do this? I might. What? Fuck. Okay. 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 That is bad. That is bad news for me. Please don't be another thing. Please don't be another creature. Oh. Okay. Wait. Oh, what the fuck? I think that's something looking at me again. I think that is something looking at me. Oh, fuck off. Okay. 675 and 828. 675 and 828. Oh, what the fuck? I didn't realize I was fucking sinking. Okay, last thing. Angle 295. Is it that thing? It's that thing, isn't it? No, 295. It's a little bit further up. Holy shit. Now let me tell you, that was stressful. My thoughts are kind of a bit all over the place. I think it bodes really well that obviously it's a passion project by Markiplier, but translating this to a movie, I mean, will it? I don't know. I kind of feel a bit nervous about watching this movie because there's not a lot that happens in terms of story beats. In a movie, you kind of want a character arc, you want a story. I guess this has a story in a way. The thing that makes it make sense is there are things like bottleneck episodes and movies like Saw that take place entirely in one location and stuff like that. So that's fine, that's good. It can happen, it can work, but usually there's a bit more to a film than, I guess, a guy just, if I'm to go off my own experience, repeatedly saying the the coordinates and then going to said coordinates. I think what works really nicely about this game is that there isn't a whole lot that that has to be shown at all times. You're kind of just going off of the numbers. Sound design, it is such a heavy lifter in this game. It does so much for kind of giving you a little bit more context for your environment than just being in the sub, of course. I mean, that's the whole premise of the game, is that you can't see anything. That sound design and the gameplay loop of taking the photo and trying to figure things out is incredible. Such a genius idea, but that's a gameplay loop. That isn't a scene by scene. Those things intersect really nicely as a game. But as a movie, how is each scene gonna develop? How is it gonna add something new to the story each time? Can it? I don't know. But I guess it's time to watch the movie and see. When I showed my wife my gameplay, I was really hoping she would react to the ending the same way I did, but she felt a little underwhelmed. It clicked with me that a big part of why that ending hits so hard and is so frightening is because of two things. The first thing, the build-up works. We're running out of oxygen, we're up to our knees in blood, and the iron lung feels like it could snap in half at any second. We're eager to be done with it. We feel like because this is the last stop, we've won. And the second thing is that it interrupts the rhythm. Over the course of the game, you get into the rhythm of finding the spot on the map, getting there, perfecting the coordinates, and then taking the photo. The safest part of this process is leaving the navigation dashboard to go take the photo, because it means you've gotten past the obstacle safely. So by placing a big scare right there in the exact spot where you should be safest, the game gets a big reaction out of you. You know you're at the end, so you expect something to happen, but I at least thought it would be after taking the photo. I'm writing this before I watch the movie, and I'm eager to see how or if they disrupt rhythm in a similar way, and if they can translate that effect into a different medium without just making it a basic jump scare. I kind of hope they do retain the structure. I think each act, each piece of character and story progression coinciding with a place on the map would be great. The only problem is that would leave us with a lot of narrative issues, not to mention it could easily get boring. Like we saw with Exit 8, even when something is confined to a single location, you kind of need other characters for the main character to interact with. And telling a story entirely through flashbacks would feel like we're watching two separate movies. Luckily, the intro text gives us something our character wants: freedom. All that needs to be done in order to translate the game to a movie is for the movie to establish that our character wants freedom more than anything, and that each point on the map is simultaneously an obstacle and a step forward. What does that look like? How do we do this with, at most, 2 characters? I genuinely have no idea, but I'm keen to see how Markiplier interprets the challenge this adaptation provides. I don't think this is an easy game to adapt to a movie, but I do think it could be great and worthwhile if done properly. The story is so opaque and it's unique to each player. Unfortunately, I really enjoyed the game, so this adaptation has to live up to the good experience and the impression I had, along with all of the more tangible elements of the game. So let's see how he did and how much of Iron Lung survived. Okay, that took more diversions from the game than I expected. Visually, it looks about as accurate as it could. The iron lung itself looks like it could fall apart at any second. All of the little elements are there, even the map looks the same. I only wish the photos were a little grainier and harder to make out, so that when we do actually see something we can make out, it hits a little harder. But that could also be personal preference. I loved moments like that in Skinamarink, but others might find it underwhelming. But what about the story? David Zemansky, the guy who made the game, is said to have had a hand in the film's production, and he can even be seen right there.
He moves! Right there! Wait!
So without knowing exactly what his contributions were to the script, any deviations in the story may be along the same original intention of the game, or they might not be. I have no way of knowing, so I'm just gonna approach it as I see it. David Zemansky has said that because of the deviations, the game and movie are two different canons, so I'll be keeping that in mind as well. Remember the opening text from the game? We kind of get it in the movie as well, but now it's given a perspective.
The planets have disappeared.
It seems to be coming from someone leading the attack that Simon was a part of, a leader in Eden. It gives us some of the details the opening text gave us in the game, but also loosely establishes key players like the consolidation of iron. The dialogue as we descend in the game is mirrored in the film, but also includes some of the film's flavor. I also love the little inquisitive look Markiplier gives after looking at this photo. That felt a lot like an experience adapted directly from the game, and adapts that feeling many players got when looking at their first grainy photo as they try to figure out what exactly they're looking at. Because the game is so bare in terms of story, most of the changes made for the movie are additions. The little bits and pieces of world building in the game serve as decorations and do not actually affect the plot. On the other hand, the film directly ties the story to some relatively dense lore relating to the Quiet Rapture and previous submarine crews. The first, most jarring difference is actually seeing other characters. We don't even see our own character in the game, but the movie gives us a surprising amount of people. The game can certainly fit neatly into cosmic horror. Humanity faces extinction through something completely unknowable, and we face unknowable beings and anomalies as we try to survive. But the movie takes these loose, unspoken connections to cosmic horror and plays them up in a way you could either really love or not care for. The biggest question for me is, does this take away more than it gives? Yeah, world building is cool, but the more you add, the less of the game survives. This isn't really a judgment of quality. We partially rate the adaptation on quality, but we're really just trying to see what's retained. In the game, we get no sense of our character's backstory. In the movie, we learn quite a lot about it, and in turn about our character. This is a good and necessary change if you want to make a film work. In the game, we got a description of the state of humanity, and aside from that, we felt the loneliness of our circumstances through the fact that we were entirely on our own. In the movie, you get repeated references to humanity's dire situation, but we see a lot of people compared to the game, which feels like a bit of a hit to the atmosphere of the original. The game sets up 3 dangers. The first one being the trench wars, the second being something else in this blood ocean, and the third, the sub itself, being borderline inhospitable. The movie mostly dwells on the existence of something living in the blood, while also establishing other dangers like how the blood interacts with our biology, and cosmic horror staples like something affecting your mind, driving you insane. These changes also lead us to visually see more of the world and the people, which I personally feel is a large departure from what the game establishes, and therefore we do lose a bit of the original in these changes. I don't mind what's been added, and I understand why it was added, but a more accurate adaptation wouldn't have been so afraid of the silence and the structure of the game. If the game is scary when something breaks through the silence and the gameplay loop, the movie loses out on some of that horror by constantly being loud and not adhering to the rhythm. Which leads me to my next point. The movie really didn't stick to the structure of the game. Most of the experience of the game is summed up and condensed to the opening credits, which instantly told me we will be diverting from the game. That is the core of the game. That's what I was expecting to see, so to move past it so quickly means a core part of the game was adapted, but in a really minimal way. Instead of traveling inch by inch towards each objective, we instead get diversion after diversion, which distracts from our character's goal and the overall point of the plot. Once Simon came up early in the film, it felt like the movie struggled to find a good objective for him to keep going. While the characters are all quite sure he should keep going, I think we could have adapted the structure of the game into this. Perhaps after each point he has to reach, there could be an additional point where there is a gap in the cave or something where he could surface. That way we can have intense scenes of him struggling to make it to the surface and create character moments around how he reacts to each obstacle and his brief reprieve. We can also track his mental and physical decline and the decline of the iron lung in these moments. The idea of getting a sample of the creature was a pretty big departure from the game, especially because ramming anything or going too fast in one direction is a terrible idea in the game. Because I can't help but also evaluate the movie on how good I thought it was as its own thing, I have to talk about one of my biggest gripes with the plot. We know we're looking at an X-ray. They establish it so early on, and it seems like all of the characters realize that we're looking at an X-ray until he gets back down and says, "Huh, that's so strange, it moved." I wish this reveal came later. I think they were trying to achieve some dramatic irony, but that's not how you do it. The characters need to be missing a key piece of the puzzle that the audience has, so we fear for the characters while the characters don't have the full picture. Instead, here they've given the characters all of the pieces and they just outright refuse to put them together and then go on pretending like there's still some mystery. If the reveal came later, it could have been a great moment where everything clicks into place. The theme of renewing life and the idea of bringing trees back from extinction are major elements in the movie but completely absent in the game. I thought they fit into this world pretty well, even if I couldn't tell the big explosion at the end was supposed to be a tree. The ultimate question is, did the adaptation serve the original? Does it benefit the original? Does it replace the original? Or does it detract from the original? I feel like the additional cosmic horror aspects in the movie and the little flashes of world building we get definitely do add to the original. But I do feel like some of the additions make it stray a little too far from what the game established. In the game, when we're hip deep in blood, we aren't falling apart as a result. We don't get any indication that it's human blood, and as far as I could tell, the game never establishes the camera to be an X-ray camera, even though that could be implied. We also never see other sub-crews become monsters, we never see any flashes of our future selves, and we definitely don't see the iron lung start developing its own biology. There also aren't ghosts, phantom voices, or conversations with higher beings in the game, which all make the atmosphere and core horror from the game quite different. With all that being said, it's still about a guy welded into a makeshift submarine sent to find something in a blood ocean to secure his freedom. So I can't help but say Iron Lung scrapes by and survives adaptation. Now to put it on the tier list. Because it still has the core features and the additions don't change anything other than the overall feeling of the original, and aside from that just add onto the world, I'm putting Iron Lung in B tier. I'm super happy that Iron Lung survived, I really enjoyed the game and had high hopes for the movie. I'm also glad it was made by Markiplier. As recent movies have proven, we need new voices in film and new ways for filmmakers to get into the industry and get their movies made. But what do you think? Did I get it right or wrong? Did you like the adaptation we got, or is there something you would have changed? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, why not like and subscribe and all of that stuff? Thanks for watching, bye.